I really like my Fender Player Series Jazzmaster, but there's a handful of things that I hate about it. Can this relationship be saved? We're going to find out together today, right here on GearGasms. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host, Alan Barnes. Today, we're bringing back the Jazzmaster. You just recently saw it, yes, I know. But using it again in a video sort of brought to mind some of the things that I do like about it and some of the things that I really don't. So we'll get right into what I really don't. But first, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I gotta tell you, it's mostly a cry for help, but it's getting a little better every week. Celebrate mediocrity. Some of the things I hate, in no particular order. See that red? Uggity, uggity, ugh. Me hates it. Not only is it red, it is bone dry. This thing is as dry as Betty White's badge after she had an IV of Lasix. Ooh. Another thing that I hate about this bad boy is I like how it sounds, and I kind of like the coil tap, how it sounds, the functionality. I don't love how you have to pull it up. Look at this. You got to dig your fingernails under there. I generally don't have a whole lot of fingernails. I'm a chewer. Same thing with toenails. But they leave a little bit of a gap under there so you can sort of dig it up. I don't like doing that when I want to go into glorious. I do like just being able to do that when I will go back. That's pretty sweet. But why didn't they just put a switch right in the top where the switch used to be, where the switch is on a regular Jazzmaster? But it just wouldn't have been a big deal. Just have one of those little black side-to-side switches. Coil tap right here. Do I hate that enough to rewire it and try and muck this up and put something there? No, I don't. That is beyond my skill set. I'm not changing the pick guard, whatever. Another thing that I hate, and I'm pretty sure I could fix it, the action is super high. Me no likey. This is a really weird bridge. It's kind of like 6 individual telly saddles. Just like so many new guitars, this thing shipped with the action a little too high. I'm gonna try to lower it. Remember, guys, girls, when you're lowering your bridge, if you like the tone of your pickups that you're getting right now, make sure you lower them in equal amounts. So many people overlook that. Another thing I hate, this nut. Oh my goodness gracious. It is cut terribly. The good news is like so many of them that are cut terribly, it's cut a little too shallow. So we can fix that. We're going to deepen them up. When I play the first string fretted across these 6, if you snark people, if you know how that looks, when I fret this F, it hits F, and the yellow on the snark, which means you're sharp, probably goes almost about 2 o'clock. It does that for the first 3 strings. It gets a little better in G and B, and then it's ugly again here. So when I got the strings off, I'm gonna have to dig those slots down a little bit, and I hope and pray that I don't go too far with it, but a little bit at a time, I think. I might do that over several string changes, but I'll start, especially with the bad ones, we'll work them down a little bit. So that's what I don't like about the Jazzmaster. I'm going to now share with you what I do like about the Jazzmaster, play it a little bit, and then we're going to put it on the bench and see how many of these things that we can fix and see if we can restore this relationship. Now I'm going straight into the Marshall through some pedals. No tricks, just a little reverb. I like the pickups. We'll start there. I like the pickups even though they don't have a whole lot of personality on their own. I do like how they split. Especially in the middle, it gives me that telly sound that I love. That's in humbucker mode. So I like the pickups, I like how they split. Now, I would have originally said I don't like this tremolo, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. It's a little stiff for me, but the good news is you can really sort of step on it quite a bit and it'll stay in tune. Watch it make a liar out of me. Stays in tune really nicely. I love the way it looks. I love the color. It's my first offset. It's a little heavy, but it's balanced really well. I love the neck. I love the way it feels. It's the same as on the Player Series Strat. It's a modern C. I love the headstock, the little flourish along the logo there, the serif. So now that we've established what I like about it, so now let's get into fixing what I don't like. Alrighty, I spared you the taking off of the strings, the sped up YouTuber montage, you're welcome. I also spared you the setting of this bridge, and the reason is I just couldn't get a good camera shot, but as you can see, the bridge comes right out. Ooh. See that there? And it's got a couple little screws. I just turned it with my fingers. As you can see, I'm pro now. I got me one of these little Amazon neck rest things. I have an array of tools. We're gonna attack this Pau Ferro. It is so, first of all, it's dry. As we well know, so dry, oh so dry.
Hello?
So we are gonna liberally juice this bad boy up. And to be fair, I have not juiced it. Let that soak in a second. This fingerboard is ashy. Yes, it is. I'll call it Ashy Larry. Lots of lemon oil, and look, it's already, without even me wiping it up down here, it's drying up. Doesn't really smell like lemon. I don't know why they call it lemon oil. All right, I have this pretty nasty Ernie Ball polish cloth that I have used for years and years to do just this kind of work. It has never been washed. After just sort of a rough wipe of the first time, I see a couple of spots where maybe it looks better. So what I'm gonna do, just do it again. You know what they say, at first you don't succeed. I'm gonna let this sit on even longer this time, and I will turn my attention to the nut. Oh, that nutty nut. I don't understand why. I mean, I get why they're cautious about going too deep, because that's really hard to fix. But it just, this day and age, I just don't understand why we can't get them right. So I have a bunch of Phil McKnight, Daryl Braun-esque, Trogley-esque tools. While I got it wet, I'm gonna check. Can I see any light through it? With these lights a little bit in the middle, it has a little bit of relief, but I think that's good. I hope I'm not talking out my ass, but I do believe it's hard, a little harder like ebony. It's not quite as porous as rosewood, and it certainly feels that way, but it doesn't feel as luxurious. When you rub your hands across a hard piece of ebony, hold your jokes. You just sort of know that it's not this. I don't know that I hate this as far as the response. I don't hate the way it feels under my fingers, except that it's dry. But other than that, it's just that color though. It's got it looking a little bit darker, I don't know. We'll come back. Speaking of Phil McKnight-esque tools, I have not yet been able to debut on the YouTube my digital caliper that old Santa Claus brought me. Let's find out how fat this guy is right here at the old first fret. You're supposed to measure it right behind the fret wire. 1773. Maybe that's millimeters. I don't know. I'm probably doing this wrong, but I got a digital caliper. Perhaps I should read the manual. You don't need to know how thick it is. That's what he said. So moving right along. Digital calipers, money well spent. Alrighty, we're going to take out these files. They did not come from Stu Mac. You want something kind of skinny? That's too big. Don't say it. I hear you all out there. I know what you're gonna say. I think this might be my guy. Actually, it looks like I've used this before. Now, utmost caution. Take a little, not a lot. Just a little, where you can see some material coming off. I try to stay at the skinniest edge of the tool. Usually when I do that, you can't see the precision, and this isn't some kind of a precision gear channel. Good grief, don't emulate me. But generally what I try to do, once I'm done grinding back and forth, I'll take one clean sweep just to make sure it's straight. Just kind of light, don't dig in on that one. You don't want to cut them too wide. So that's the first three. I'll do the other three with a steak knife I won't show you guys that because I know you're going to be horrified. And then we'll put this bad boy back together. All right, the old pumpkin Jazzmaster is back from the spa. Kind of over lubricated the fretboard a little bit. No jokes. But yeah, it'll dry. That's what she said. Only if it's water soluble. The fretboard looks a lot better now. It still has some red, but it's just not, it's gone from maybe a little too wet. It's gone from Ashy Larry to Jerry Curl. But that's okay, it'll dry out a little bit. The bridge height, whoa, boy, oh boy. You think you're lowering it just a little bit and then it turned into plinky, plinky, crunchy crunch. So I turned it up a little bit, turned it up a little bit. Meanwhile, taking, you know, the strings loose and back detention. That was a pain in the ass. But I gotta say, just those couple of things, the main thing, other than the looks, I wasn't too worried about. I knew I could set the action. The main thing is the nut. I'm no technician in case you haven't noticed, but that little bit of something I did, and don't worry, I did not use a knife. I used a wound string on the skinnier fret slots. But yeah, having the nut cut correctly, I can play a cowboy chord. Now I can play F without being afraid of it. Play F minor. I can play D minor 7th and I ain't got to be scared. Big time, that helped out a lot. Make sure I didn't kill its mojo. Yeah, it still does that telly thing, that middle telly position with the pickup split. Hear the difference between the last time? Let's see if it'll still melt your face. Want to hear what a panic attack sounds like? So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it overall. Mission accomplished. Well, what did we learn today? We learned that even with a limited amount of skill like yours truly, you can fix some of the things that are wrong with the guitar. If you like the basic feel of it, if it intonates well, it feels well, maybe there's something you don't like about it, don't give up on it. See if you can fix it. We also learned, or at least I did, a little goes a long way when farting around with your bridge height. As always, I thank you for the time that you spend with me. Please don't forget the like and subscribe button. Tell some of your ratty-ass friends about GearGasms. I know you got them. You can buy a t-shirt if you'd like to support the channel. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Joe Walsh about it. His Maserati no longer goes 185 ever since they put that little breathalyzer doohickey in it. But play more guitar. Watch less YouTube. Keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.